Okay, let's do a little toast to our first podcast, Millennials on Strike.
Millennials on Strike. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yes.
I'm so nervous.
Yes, let's drink to that. That's the first one.
Alrighty.
So, is the Great Resignation the American dream?
That's the question, right? Well, I don't know. I feel like most people that I know within my age range, I'm 28, they're quitting their jobs. They're realizing that, they're in a dead-end job and they're trying to figure out other ways to finance their living expenses.
Yes. This past year, at this point, it's been 2 years basically with COVID. I've learned a lot about what matters to me, what matters to my family, and what matters also to my quality of life. Okay, so I am a dental hygienist by trade, right? I went to school for it, did the whole jam, thought that was going to give me the perfect life, work this amazing job that everyone said it was going to be, and have like a happily ever after. And literally 2 weeks into working, so that was like 12 years ago now, I knew that something was not right. I could feel it in my bones.
Like literally in your bones?
Actually, I felt it in my stomach. And I just always would have like an upset stomach. I can't even explain it. And most people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? But truthfully, I always knew something wasn't right. But I'm like, here, I'm an adult. I graduated college. This must be what it's like to like have a job and be a grown-up. So I just stuck with it until I couldn't.
Oh my God.
Until I couldn't anymore. And so I am proud to say that I'm like a part of the Great Resignation. And coming up on Halloween is my 1-year anniversary of leaving my full-time job as a dental hygienist. And I survived. And so many other millennials just like us are doing the same.
I agree.
Yes.
I mean, it's a very crazy subject because with the whole pandemic, everybody had to shut down. Most people, it's kind of like they told us, okay, you're not essential. The only essential workers are, these specific workers. And
evolution and the workforce has changed. And I feel like right now we are on a brink of a new way of living, and we are on a change. And there's a lot of pushback from another generation, or employers, let's just say employers and other generations, and it makes it almost like as if we're crazy for feeling this way. But we know, because we feel it in our bones, we feel it in our gut, we need to push forward.
And not only that, I feel like now more than ever, and I hate saying the word I feel because it's very subjective. But the internet has changed the game.
Yes.
It has changed the game. It's no longer you have to work this job because there's no option. There are options, and you don't have to leave your house to be able to just try something new. A lot of people are doing Instagram. They're an Instagram model now, and just because they want to live their life, show their aesthetic selves, they're making money, and they are making more money than a lot of business owners that I know. You have that. You have YouTube stars. You have Twitch now. You have gamers. You have podcasts. There's so many other ways of achieving the end goal. Even my fiance, he does programming. Now it's to the point where he doesn't even want to work for a company. Because it's okay, you're gonna be enslaved for a specific dollar amount, and that's it. You're gonna make. You're doing a project as a programmer here in Florida because it sucks. Charge subscribers. You're gonna make all this money, and all you created this freaking application, and you get shit.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you get pennies on what they're making off of you. That's the truth.
You do.
And a lot of people, for some people, maybe even 70,000 may sound like a lot. But I think that's also relative to your time, right? How many days, how many hours you're working, your knowledge that you've built over the years. Just because, you know, maybe it takes you X amount of time to do something, that's because you have all of those years and all of that knowledge to back it up. But that's that's probably another subject for another day. But
yeah, no, it's a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know, a lot of people feel that cut.
We need to just change anything.
So after the C word happened, people have realized that life is too short. If you're gonna travel, do it. If you're gonna, like, back in the days, I used to think that it was all about having the nice house. It was all about having the nice car. And now I just want my life. Like, I just want time. And nobody is ever going to give you a year back. Nobody's ever going to give you 8 hours back. And sometimes when you're in a job that you hate, you have to follow all of these procedures, you have to do all of this, it prohibits you from even thinking, from even having original thought. And I feel like that really separates us from our humanity.
Absolutely. I actually feel like in my 20s, I grinded. Worked hard, did everything I was supposed to do because that's what they say. But, you know, honestly, the time went. 10 years flew by. And at the same time, I want to say that did the grinding actually pay off? No. It did not, because now in my 30s, I'm like, what actually just happened? What happened? I was told all of these things, and now the time went by. So like you're saying about the travel, that's so important. Go see the world, because staying trapped in your office because maybe they give you 2 weeks of vacation, which doesn't exist in dental, by the way, does not exist. Paid time off either, none of that. But oh my god, I lost my train of thought.
It's okay. No, but yes, you have to live life, because I mean, honestly, it's short. And sometimes we say, okay, I don't have enough money for it this year. First of all, you're working really hard to not have enough money to travel. Like, what is that? In many jobs, you don't even get basic necessities. And I'm talking about a decent time to go to the restroom. You have to ask for permission to go pee.
Or rush.
And you learn that in school, because in school you have to raise your hands to go and pee. And you don't do that in Europe.
Yeah, and get a pass.
You get a pass. I used to be a hall monitor for like 2 days. They didn't trust me. But, you know, it kind of sucks. It makes us very submissive, which is fine, I guess. You know, you need order.
Structure.
But it's crazy. And I think I was telling you earlier that I'm going to mention the name of this company because I think it's in Burlington. So she just works there. She, I don't know, cleans up the air. I don't really know what she does, but she's part of the floor team.
Yes.
And she also works as a cashier. They refuse to give anybody over 40 hours just so they don't have to pay for benefits. No benefits, no anything. So she works 39 hours most of the time. It normally varies between 35 and 39 hours, but now there's a shortage of employees. And it being a shortage, what's happening is they're requiring their employees to now go to work 6 days a week. So you're not even gonna make 40 hours, right? Because they don't want you to make 40 hours. Waste your gas, waste your time to go. Oh, by the way, also, if you don't work more than 5 hours a day or like 6 hours a day, they don't have to give you like an additional lunch. And by the way, the wages are not even enough to afford an efficiency here in Florida.
No.
She doesn't even qualify for low income because her income is below the low income like bracket. It's fucking insane. I don't understand. Can I even say fuck? It's insane.
Yeah, we can say that.
I feel it.
Yes. Fuck. We can say that.
I can say fuck, but it's something to think about. And I know that one thing that really got you is employers don't even allow you to talk about your salary. How much are you making? Like, that's a secret. And I get it. You want everybody to be discreet. But if people are receiving raises because of merit, because they deserve it, because they've done something or they surpassed the metric, then it's something that's understandable.
I feel that
Therefore I am.
Yeah, that people are actually not even getting raises at this point from many, many people, not only that I've spoken to, but even just myself in the industry. We're not getting raises. It becomes almost like taboo to even think about asking for a raise, because then, like, we don't want to get shut down. You know, us as humans, we don't want to get shut down if we're asking someone for something. Who actually wants to say, hey, I think I deserve a raise? No, I know I deserve a raise. And I know that you've been making X money off of me, and I've been making the same wage for the last 3.5 years with no raise.
You know, the problem is that when someone is going to ask for a raise, this is how they think. And this is how I used to think. Okay, I'm going to ask.
Yes.
And if they say no, fine, I didn't lose anything. But this is a very toxic way of thinking about it. Either you give me the raise or I'm out.
Yes.
Like, that's the mentality, because right now they're in control.
Yes.
And there's a power shift that needs to occur, because we as people are being treated as commodity. You can be replaced at any time.
Yes.
We're basically saying you're not valuable, you're not needed. We don't give a shit about you, and our bottom line is going to get us to the top no matter what. So, I mean, it's a tricky subject, but honestly, it's very sad to see how people are living. Like, I haven't worked in, like, officially, like, worked for a company in 2 years. My savings are depleting, but still, I'm like, I'm going to hold on to the best that I can, because I do not want to have to settle to be someone's bitch. Like, I just don't want to, I don't want that power dynamic. And
it's terrible. It makes you feel like you're this big, and you know, we're not this big. We are highly educated individuals who went to school, and you know, honestly, some of us didn't go to school. And
you don't have. The thing is that not everybody has to go to school,
and that doesn't mean you know, someone's up here and it doesn't either.
No, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Well, you know, schooling, I feel like it's very important.
Yes.
And I feel school is important mostly because it allows you to see what you don't. If you go to school with an open mind, it will allow you to see or to maneuver the system and see, okay, I started off with economics. I noticed that I hate numbers. Then I switched over to art. I didn't like that either. Then I switched here. And you start understanding what you don't like.
Yes.
And a lot of people need guidance, because not everybody is self-taught. Not everybody can go on YouTube and learn a skill. Like, it's not, and apply it, because learning a skill is easy. Applying the skill that you learn is the hardest part. So some people do need school, but other people I've met are hustlers. They just have this innate ability to comprehend information and to take action. And school is not even needed for everybody. And school right now is so expensive.
It's outrageous.
I don't even want to know where my loans are, but I'm pretty sure I haven't made not one payment towards it. Not yet.
That is so horrible.
Not one payment. No, thank you.
Geez, student loans have, you know, I'm happy that we brought up student loans, because for some people millennials, us, for some millennials, we were told, you know, go to school and we get these student loans for, let's just say 50, 75, for some people 100,000 or more, depending on what school you went to. For a lot of people, that is hindering them from even getting a house and being able to buy a house.
Have you seen the house market here in Florida? Nobody can even afford a house. I thank God I have one, because I can't afford it.
I know.
It's really sad, but it's exactly what you said. Do you want to touch a little bit more about just, you know, how wage cannot be discussed within the industry that you're in?
Yes. So in the dental field, I can speak on behalf of dental assistants, dental hygienists, front desk, anyone basically in a dental office. It's kind of like an unwritten rule. You can't tell someone how much you make. It's looked down upon, but to be honest, it's really only benefiting the employer that we're not talking to each other and saying, hey, how much have you ever got a raise? Thanksgiving is coming up. Do you get paid time off?
Or bonus? Do you get a bonus for like the holidays?
Yeah, Yeah. Bonus, probably not going to happen. But, every employer is different, so I can only speak on behalf of, like, the offices that I've personally been in and experienced over the last decade or so. But just the other day, I was talking to a hygienist, and she was making $2 more an hour than myself. I'm currently temping. So temping means I am a 1099. I have to pay my own taxes, and I control what my hourly rate is, right? I can tell my recruiter tells the employer how much I make, and we go based on that. So long story short, another hygienist who was older than myself approached me and just asked me what I was making. So I told her, and she said, no, girl, you need to go tell him $2 more. Bump you up so that we are all making the same, because if not, you're getting taken advantage of. And my blood boiled for a second. My blood did boil, and I'm pretty sure my little ears turned red, and probably my cheeks. And then, you know what?
That same day, did you go?
100% that day.
Holy shit.
Yes, that conversation happened probably at 9 a.m.
Oh my God.
And
at what time do you normally get into the office?
It varies. It can be anywhere from 7:30 a.m.
Okay.
If the office opens at 8, or if the office opens at 9, then I will get there at 8:30 to prepare the day, and then leave around 5, 5:30, 6, depending on what's going on with the last patient. But my goal is to get out of temping in the dental field permanently. That would be the goal, because this is another subject, but I'm in so much pain. For anyone out there in the dental industry, you know what I'm talking about. I don't even have to explain it, but I'm in pain. And it's just something that I don't need to be subjected to. Like, as a human, as a young individual, to be working to keep a roof over my head and food in my mouth, to be in pain is not something that I feel I need to be subjected to. And I'm subjecting myself to that to keep a roof over my head and to keep food in my belly, but at what cost? And
have you had to, like, go to a chiropractor or anything like that?
Yes, I have spent thousands of dollars at the chiropractor, at pain management. Thank you for that. Pain management, doctors, at what else? Well, working out and buying every product on the market, foam roller, neck massager, probably 5 different types of neck massagers, ice packs, heat packs,
all of that.
I can open like a mini shop here in my back room, and we can all just work our back and our necks out. But aside from that,
so these are costs. Like, okay, you're going to work, that's fine, that's one thing. You're making money, quote unquote. You're paying taxes, which I love taxes just because I'm from a third world country. I appreciate roads. I appreciate opening the faucet and seeing water. Like, nothing excites me more than knowing that there's water there 24/7, and every single time you click on like the little electrical box, whatever, there's light. There's light like every single time. So for me, that's really cool. Just having all of these things that come with the society. But when it comes to working and you having to make that wage, whatever, fight for your wage, that's number one.
Oh yes, we're still not done talking about that, but
yeah, fighting for your wage. And aside from that, your body is in so much pain that you have to invest money in all of these different methods just to continue another day, like just to keep going. That's crazy, girl.
Yes. And I want to touch on one thing, going back to the hourly wage, and this goes across pretty much anyone with a job, right? At an hourly rate or salary, we can go with either number, no
matter what. Salary is a little bit sadder sometimes.
See, it's hard. How do you know what's even better? Because some people that are salaried are working more than their 40 hours. That's
how they get you.
Yeah,
that's how they get you. Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Are you ever gonna work under the 40? Probably not.
Oh, now I'm working 24/7
with a business, working 24/7 in your sleep too.
Yeah.
But I wanted to touch on something that I've actually been looking and thinking about over the last couple of years, and seeing how actually no matter how much money I make, the rate of inflation in the economy is every year, before the C word, was 3%. And now it's at 5.4%
Wow.
rate of inflation over the last 12 months. So what does that mean for working individuals? That means if you have not gotten a raise of at least 5.4% in the last 12 months, your dollar is not as strong as it was the year before. So now that means all of our food, our shelter, anything that we're spending our money on is, we aren't making that same dollar amount. Say you made...
It's not worth the same.
No. And
unless you have Bitcoin or any
crypto.
But no, I'm with you. It's true. That's crazy. Like, and you know what? I feel I see that things are going up even at a higher percentage, because sometimes you go grocery shopping and it's not the same. There's different things have different prices, and it's a little scary. Oh, and now with the whole there's something going on with the ports in California, and I'm not sure if that's gonna affect the pricing on things. So maybe the inflation is gonna be seen a little bit more profound based on that delay.
Yes, I saw something the other day, and I wish I knew where I saw it, and it said that in the year 2021, the price of rice has like 10x over the last, I don't even know, year. I'm not gonna claim to know a year, but the price of just like white rice has increased so much over the last, I don't know, I guess because of the C word. And that's a basic like food
necessity.
Yeah, we all need rice, but that's just one food staple that I had heard about. But
that's insane. That's insane.
We breathe because we are millennials. We're gonna keep pushing forward because we have no choice. That's what we have to do.
We don't have a choice. Isn't that crazy how that's the problem now? A lack of choice. So you know that I was actually I don't know why I have this note because I didn't really go into it, but millennials are the largest generation, the largest population within a generation right now.
Yes.
72 million and counting. That
means that if we stick together, we can make real change. We can. We just have to. We have to know that our thoughts are normal, right? We have to know that there's other like-minded individuals who we have to help support each other and bring people, on our journey, because clocking in is not it. I can promise you.
And you know what? There's something important also about growing together. Like a lot of the times we tend to want things for ourselves, and you can't go far alone. No. In order to go far, you need a team. You need a whole army.
No, there is a saying. It's an African proverb. I heard about it in this book from Humble the Poet called The Things You Can't See, The Things I Can't Teach You. I have to, I'll put the title in the description. But the African proverb is, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go faster, go together.
Yeah.
So we're together.
We need to empower ourselves to really go far together, because there's a lot of things that I learned from others, and as humans, the only thing that we really have is the ability to learn, from each other. And if we can do that, why not? Like, not everything is about partying, not everything is about drinking. Like, let's learn from each other so that we can grow together, so that we can be free, because at the end of the day, we're not free if we're having to sell our life, because we're selling our life from a period of time to another period of time, and this goes on for eternity until we die. I don't know.
Yes, it's true, and it's not only from 8 to 5. Let's talk about the fact of
driving.
Yes.
Getting ready.
Yes. And then the commute home. Then you have to wind down, and say you have kids to take care of.
You're already drained.
What if you want to work out and stay healthy? How are you supposed to? Let me tell you guys something. My first job, the hours were 8 to 6, okay? And it was in...
What the heck is that?
your first job out of college. My hours were 8 to 6 in Aventura, which Miami. And so
horrible traffic.
Yes. So I had to it was at least an hour in commute each way. So that would mean I have to leave my house at 7 a.m. in the morning, and I would arrive home at 7 p.m. That is 12 hours that I am not home. Plus, I have to sleep, So how many hours would we sleep? I was coming home exhausted. I couldn't even cook dinner because I had to roll on my foam roller, cry on the couch in pain, take my 800 milligrams of ibuprofen, and hope that it would, take a hot shower and hope that my back would be healed enough by the morning when I had to go and do it all over again. I was highly upset. But, my first job, you hustle. I thought this is what it is, You work 8 to 6 commuting, and it got to a point where I had to literally just up and quit because I couldn't handle it anymore. No I've never way. Told you this story. Yes, I had to up and quit because my back couldn't handle it, and I couldn't move anymore. And I was like, this is not normal. This cannot be normal for a 23, 24-year-old to be in this much pain and discomfort and crying for a job to keep a roof over my head. So I had savings, like I was okay, but I had to quit, and I didn't work for like 3 or 4 months at that point. And I went to the chiropractor, I want to say it was 3 times a week to repair my back. And yeah, it's just crazy how that's where my job, my job situation started to where we are now. It's just mind-blowing.
That is crazy. They say that the American dream, I have it written down here, as per, I think it's Webster Dictionary. Yeah. It's known as the ideal by which equality of opportunity is available to any American, which allows for the highest aspirations and goals to be achieved. And, in order to really even see the sense within the American dream, I think that a regular job doesn't get you there. No. Eventually, if you have a job, it's potentially getting to the CEO level where you have a voice, mm-hmm. or getting enough money to open up your own thing. Now, the Great Resignation, I feel like it has become the American dream because it's giving people the opportunity to understand themselves, to figure out what it is that they want to do, to pursue what it is that is making them happy. And you know what? Sometimes you're not going to know what that is right away. You may try something that you think you like. You may notice that you don't like it. Yes. You might find something else. But the goal is to never give up on yourself, to always try to see what's going to fulfill you as a human being, and try to actually, try to attain the American dream.
I really like that you said attain the American dream, because I think that also could look different to different people. But the big thing that I have been using over the last 2 years with the C word is just listening to intuition and my gut. If something doesn't feel right, I'm not having it. I'm backing off. I don't want to do it. Has nothing to do with me, and I step away, because I think that if we keep allowing...
Oh my God. Oh my God. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, if we keep allowing this to ourselves and to our life, we're not being true to, we're here as humans with one life, and I think that we have to enjoy it. And it's not that millennials don't want to work, or, that's what a group of, individuals think, that millennials don't want to work.
We don't want to work for you guys.
Right, we don't want to work for pennies. We don't want your pennies. You can keep it. You can keep the 75-cent raise.
Keep your
you
coins.
Can keep it.
We want change, okay? Yeah. That's courtesy of Banksy. I'm going to put up his artwork somewhere.
Yes. Keep your coins. We want change.
We want change. And you know what? That's where we have to go. And unfortunately, whatever is happening right now is not working. We have the upper hand because we do have technology. Yes. We know that we don't want what our parents have. We want more.
We actually can't even get what our parents have.
Oh no, they had more opportunity.
The price of housing, right, 30 years ago was how much for a house? I think
even considering inflation,
right,
like even
right.
what they accounting for what
they made,
what they made, how much they spent for college tuition, it was never what it is now.
Right. I just lost my train of thought.
It's okay. No, I get it. So,
I came back. See, the wine helped.
There's a puppy here, so if you see me touching something, it's the puppy.
Pensions. Let's talk about pensions, right?
What is
that? That is part of the American dream for for some individuals, but not us. Pensions don't happen for millennials. They just don't.
What do you mean they don't happen?
They don't exist in the history of ever. Like, when can a millennial retire? How can a millennial retire? Do you know?
With our font, like I don't know how much.
How could a millennial retire?
Oh, when you're 80 years old, and you're right now, I think how much is it? Like $1,200 that you get for retirement.
If
that's for you to pay for housing too. You don't get free housing.
But what about? I've also heard that like by the time we get to 62 and a half, when we can collect, that money's supposedly not even going to be there. Our Social Security money. Have you heard?
Look, I used to work for a company that did have a 401k. At the time, I was like, oh my God, yes. They match up to 10%, so I took advantage of the full 10%. I don't even know what happened to that. Mm-hmm. It's probably in the cloud somewhere. But
we can find it.
Now I'm like, I don't even care about that. Like, that's not something that I'm trying to attain. Yes. My investments are going to be more tangible. I want land. I want property. I want something that you can't take away from me.
Yes.
You know, and me working my ass off, me having to slave for someone else so that there can be a penny or two in the bank for when I'm 65. No, I want to live life now. Now that I'm young, now that I have life, now that I can move, now that I can travel, this is when I want to live life. I don't want to live life when I'm close to the end.
No, that's not what we're put here to do. And for many people, they think, or many millennials, they think that they have to work these jobs because there's no other choices, but there are choices. And we just have to stick together and expand and broaden our mind. When you broaden your, like, you grow.
You do.
Do you have any good, like, grow quotes, Miss Plant?
Oh. Ready, set, grow.
Ready, set, grow. Let's do this. We're going to grow together. And I think it's a beautiful thing when you can find like-minded individuals who, you know, share the same thoughts as you. Because for years I thought I was, like, crazy. I'm like, why doesn't this feel right? It just doesn't feel right.
Your whole life. And I get it. I get it because it's true. Like, if you don't make choices, like real choices that are going to benefit your life, someone else is going to make a choice for you, and it's not going to be in your best interest.
I heard a quote from a friend years ago now. It's probably been over 5 years. It's so big.
Oh my God, what is it?
either you work for somebody else and build their dream, or you build your own. Right? Mm-hmm. When we work for these CEOs, these people that are making the buku bucks, we're doing a lot of the legwork. Let's be honest. That's why our backs are broken.
You were talking. Your husband was talking about the Kellogg's. What happened with Kellogg's?
Oh my gosh. The Kellogg's employees are scheduled 7 days a week to make cereal, to keep up with the production of cereal.
Who's buying cereal like that? Do you buy cereal?
I mean, I have maybe 2 boxes of cereal, and I don't even think Kellogg. What do I have up there?
It's probably Kellogg's. They're big. Yeah.
Frosted Flakes.
I love
Frosted Flakes and Captain Crunch. Oops, all berries.
Oh my God, I think they're all Kellogg's. You're contributing to this mass exploitation. I'm just kidding.
I'm going to eat oatmeal, not Kellogg's brand.
You see, these corporations are making us be healthy. For a big bag of sugar, they're exploiting their employees to work, 7 days a week?
And if you're sick, instead of, this is this was what.
Who's working? Who's going to these jobs?
I don't know who's
'Cause I
going
don't
to
know.
these jobs.
I don't understand.
I don't even know what state it was in, but to have to work 6 to 7 days a week is disgusting. To keep a roof over your head. You're working all day to come home just to sleep with the roof over your head. You're not even enjoying your home.
You know what's crazy? It benefits society as a whole for everybody to be happy, for people to have a roof over their heads. Like the homelessness problems, there's so many millions and millions and probably trillions of dollars that get invested into that when it could be easily avoided. The drug addiction, like it's all people that consume drugs, according to a lot of different studies, I'm gonna put some up as reference. If you're consuming a lot of drugs, it's because you have a lot of pain. And if you have a lot of pain, for some reason, it's going to come back to your job. You're not living a fulfilled life. So in society, like what we have to do as Americans is really try to thrive or strive or have the country really go in an upward trend where everybody's happy.
Well, us as humans, we are a unique species because we're the only species who actually has or have a consciousness where we know, where we know we're going to die.
You don't think this puppy knows he's gonna die?
Probably not.
But you can't really say that. I don't know.
I don't know if we're the only ones, but I know that we're the only ones.
What about well, yeah, I don't know if animals know that they're gonna die.
Because they're sentient. That's another thing. Like they're sentient beings. They feel pain. I'm pretty sure if you stepped on his paw, he would cry.
Yes.
He feels something.
Yes.
If he might see a dog die and feel death.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
That's a different topic. Who are you in your statement?
I heard that. Where did I see it? I'm not sure if it was a podcast or if it was in a book that I read. Because I have this new thing where I'm reading one book a week. Yay! I have been pretty successful. And I have a lot of books in my arsenal that I've been burning through. So at this point, I'm not sure if I heard that in a book or a podcast. But I will find out where I saw that.
Oh, shit. He's cute. There's so many things about the world that we don't know. And, you know, there's nothing cooler than just going outside and just seeing. Like, I own a plant shop, so it's really cool to see how things propagate, how you can make multiple plants from one plant, how each species is different, how you can crossbreed one plant with others. Like there's so many interesting things about, you know, the world that kind of replicate things that we do in like the technology space. And it's just having time to go outside, breathe fresh air and see how nature works could really benefit us in a lot of ways. And I think we should strive to do that because life is short.
Yeah, we need to just stop and smell flowers.
Did you have a dog when you worked full time?
I did, and my husband was in charge of taking care of the dog because I how could I be out for 12 hours and feed a dog, take the dog for walks, locked in the house for. Kid. How can millennials have kids and work full-time jobs? The math doesn't add up. And another thing with kids is the amount of childcare, the cost of childcare with how much money we're bringing home.
It's high. It's really high. It's crazy. I don't have kids because I can't afford it.
We can't afford it. This is my kid.
Mine is a little Shiba. He's bad. Alrighty, so do you want to end this podcast? We will be hopefully doing more episodes. We're going to be talking about, you know, probably bring in a few people that are thinking or have quit their job. We're going to be talking about other things related. Just have some fun.
Yes, us as millennials. So thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining.
Until the next time, Christina and
Liz.
For Millennials on Strike.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.